Hey everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the patch notes for the Elsweyr chapter. These just came out on the PTS forums over at elderscrollsonline.com. There'll be a link for these down in the description. But man, there are so many interesting changes going on for this chapter. Probably not going to be able to cover it all in this video, but I definitely wanted to talk about some of the item sets, the new item sets that are coming out, and then some of the revamped item sets. So let's jump right into it. So there are 14 new item sets from the Elsweyr chapter. So 3 item sets through the zone itself, 3 item sets are craftable, and then 8 item sets through the new trial. So the overland sets, we have Crafty Alfiq. This is a light armor set. 2-piece bonus adds max magicka, another max magicka for the 3-piece, the 4-piece, and then the 5-piece gets you about 2,500 max magicka. So this is basically like the magicka version of Hulking Draugr, I think it is. So overall, this is a really nice set. There is the Necropotent set in the game already, but that does require you to have a pet active. So classes like Magicka Templar, Magicka Dragon Knight, who typically don't have pets or have access to pets, this is going to be really nice for a pure Magicka build to stack Magicka on your character. I like it. I might try this out on a couple characters. So very cool. Our new medium armor set is called Vesture of something something. I'm not going to attempt that, sorry. It's a medium armor set though, and it adds Magicka recovery. Okay. Stamina recovery. Reduced detection radius by 2 meters. Reduces the cost of sneak by 10%. That's pretty powerful. And then while crouching, you restore magicka and stamina and heal. So very interesting set here. It's interesting that it has the magicka and the stamina recovery. And then you also get that every 1 second. That's a lot of recovery. 670, almost 700 magicka, stamina, and health recovery will be very interesting for maybe a Nightblade build. So that's pretty interesting. I might have to try that on maybe like a gank Nightblade or something. Call of the Undertaker is the heavy armor set, so you get healing taken, max health, healing done, another max health, which is good. You get double the max health. And then when you light attack, you apply minor lifesteal for 8 seconds, which gives you a 600 health tick every second. Okay, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I would use this necessarily because you can get minor lifesteal through other sources. It would be great if it just gave you its own buff. Like instead of minor lifesteal, it was like an extra 300 and you could stack it with minor lifesteal. I don't know. I like the double health bonus on the 3 and the 5-piece. But I don't know. Tanks have pretty easy access to that ability already. Alright, crafted sets. Senshrat's Grit. Healing done, max health, healing taken. And after being damaged by a dot, healing received gets bumped up by 6%, which is quite a lot. And physical and spell resistance increased by about 2,500 there for 3 seconds. Doesn't say if there's a cooldown, so I'm assuming maybe it just refreshes. That will be interesting to see. It seems like a tank set, but I could see this being crafted in like medium armor for a stamina build in PvP just to make it tankier. So that's an interesting set for sure. Vastari's Tutelage. They're busting out the names here for this chapter. You get max stamina, max health, max magicka on the 4-piece. Wow, magicka recovery and stamina recovery on the 5-piece. This is loaded with stats. And when you resurrect an ally, you gain 258 weapon and spell damage and 10% cost reduction to all abilities for 10 seconds? Wow. Wow. That's a very interesting set. That sounds powerful. Lots of stats. And then when you resurrect, you get that huge bonus to weapon and spell damage and cost reduction. That's crazy. The stats are good. I don't know if the 5-piece really works in a PvP environment. Definitely for dungeons and trials, though, this sounds pretty awesome. Cold Harbor's favorite, max magicka, max stamina. We have spell damage and weapon damage on the 4-piece. And then for the 5-piece bonus, when you heal yourself or an ally, summon Cadwell's Noble Mount Honor, who after 2 seconds casts a healing spell. So it's about 12k health over 4 seconds. It's not bad. And then when you damage an enemy, summon the Mount Honor again, who after 2 seconds explodes, dealing 12,000 magic damage. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It seems like it's going to scale with whatever your build is. So if you're healing, you're going to proc the healing mount. If you're doing damage, you're going to do the damage proccing mount, and it has a 10-second cooldown. Interesting. Okay, the trial sets. For Magicka DPS, we have False God's Devotion, Spell Critical, Minor Slayer, Spell Critical, Spell Damage. Reduces the cost of Magicka abilities by 8%, and you restore about 2k Magicka and gain Major Expedition when you kill an enemy. So that's similar to the Medium Armor trial set. I forget what it's called. It's basically the Magicka version of that. Okay, just we're copy and pasting sets. I get it. There's lots of sets in the game, but whatever. Tooth of Locustis is a medium stamina DPS. These names are ridiculous. I guess this probably has to do with like a boss in the trial. Maybe one of the dragon names. Okay. Weapon damage, Minor Slayer. Weapon damage. And when you activate a synergy, Major Slayer for 15 seconds. That's pretty long. Okay, so that's a Major Slayer set. That's nice. Eye of Navintas is the light healer set. You get Magicka Recovery, Minor Aegis, Max Magicka, and when an ally activates one of your synergies, you and the ally who activated the synergy get 12% cost reduction for non-ultimate abilities for 3 seconds. So 12% cost reduction is pretty strong. It does have a cooldown though, so 6 seconds there. The tank set, I'm not going to even bother this one, you guys. Claw of something. You get max health, you get Minor Aegis, you get max stamina, and when you taunt, you get Minor Courage. Wow, okay. Wow, that's cool. So tanks have access to Minor Courage with this set. 15-second duration. Weapon and spell damage by 129. Very cool. Okay, and then we just have the perfected versions of these. So it's adding an extra 5-piece set, like this one gets Max Magicka. This one you get extra weapon critical. This one you get an extra Max Magicka, so nothing too crazy there. Extra max health on the tank set. That's good. Looking good there. Okay, so this is what I was really excited about. I didn't realize they were reworking past sets again. So we've reworked several existing item sets in the theme of necromancy. Super excited about these. I love when they rework old sets that aren't getting used. So props to ZeniMax for updating these sets. Definitely makes the game fresh and more interesting, so I think we definitely appreciate it. So let's check it out. Robes of the Withered Hand, the light armor set. I remember this one. So when an enemy dies within 28 meters, you get health and magicka, 3-second cooldown. When an enemy, so it's updated so you have to damage the enemy, which makes sense now. And you get more health, 1450 health, and more magicka, 1450, and the same cooldown. So a little bit extra bonus there, which is nice. You do have to damage the enemy though, so that makes sense. Okay. Warlock. Warlock is getting an update. This is a pretty old school set. Used to give you 9,000 magicka back every 1 minute, which is really kind of a long cooldown. Now the update, when you fall below 25% magicka, you restore 11k magicka, so 2k extra, and it has a 45-second cooldown. So that seems much more useful to me. That seems more reasonable. I like it. Essence Thief. I can't believe they updated this set. This set is so old and stupid, and they finally updated it. Good job, you guys. When you deal damage with a light attack, you had the chance to proc the The essence, where you got health and stamina and increased your damage, but it was just broken. It was dumb. You couldn't grab it. Yeah. So the new bonus, light attack, same thing. You collect the essence, you get health and stamina. A little bit less, actually. But the essence lasts for 5 seconds and spawns closer to your target. So we'll have to do some testing and see what this looks like. How close is it to the target? We'll have to see. But if it improves the set at all, that's going to be great. That's another really cool mechanic that we can add to builds now. So I think that's awesome. Trappings of Invigoration. This was a DLC set. And it had the same thing as the other one, the Warlock set, the 9,000 stamina, 1 minute cooldown, which was a little bit long. So it has the same thing now, 25% stamina, you get 11k stamina back, and the effect has 45-second cooldown, so that looks good. I like that. I'm going to try that, I think, on a stamina healer, maybe coming up. We'll see. Leeching Plate, another old school Imperial City set. So you had the 8% chance, which was really low. It was hard to proc this unless you were like a pure tank build fighting trash mobs. That was, you know, the best way to proc it. So they removed the healing taken. That's cool. So it has a max health bonus. This is similar to more of the new heavy armor sets, having that extra max health. And then you now have a 20% chance to summon the Cloud. The Leeching Poison, it still deals 1,200 poison damage. The radius is bigger though, and it still heals you. So better proc chance, I think that is good. That's going to make the set more viable in things like PvP and smaller PvE dungeons. And then Affliction here, we had 4-piece Max Magicka, and then a 50% chance to deal disease damage. This was terrible. Terrible set. It's now Stamina Recovery. Okay, I guess that makes a little bit more sense since we're talking disease damage. When you deal damage, you still have 50% chance, 1,800 disease damage, but now you're getting Minor Defile for 4 seconds. So you can have 100% uptime on Minor Defile with this set, plus an extra disease damage proc. Sounds all right. We'll see. So overall, really interesting updates to the old sets, I think. I was glad to see those. Some of the new sets look interesting as well. So I'm definitely pumped up for the Elsweyr chapter. I'm planning on doing a few more PTS patch note videos, so keep an eye out for those. If you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that bell so you get notified as soon as those come out. And until then, I'll see you guys around in the next video. Thanks.